again. My name is Mariah Kuda, and I got the vertical sleeve gastrectomy at Wake Med Cary by Dr. Scott Allen Bovard, May 22nd of 2020. I will be 4 weeks post-op tomorrow. Right now, I have lost 30 pounds. I've been in a stall for a couple weeks, which is frustrating, but part of the process. My highest weight was 322 pounds. My starting weight was 319 pounds, and this morning I was 384 pounds.
289.4. My bad.
289 and 291 for the past couple weeks. But I just wanted to talk about what it's like being in soft foods. This has been my first week of soft foods and how I'm keeping track of things and how everything's going during this time. So what I eat during soft foods, I've been keeping my bullet journal like before. The spread's not very pretty because I didn't take the time to make one this week. So the guidelines that I've been given by my nutritionist are to have 60 to 80 grams of protein per day, at least 64 ounces of fluids per day, and then in a meal, aim for 20 grams or less of total carbs with only 10 grams of sugars and 10 grams of fat or less, and try to aim for about 15 grams of protein or more per serving per meal. So I can eat anything that is fork tender, that can be cut with a fork. I can't have like hard vegetable and fruit skins. I can't have seeds, so I can't have like strawberries, just because the suture line's still healing and little things like that could cause infection if they get embedded in the suture line. So I'm just gonna read off some things that I eat. And I also have recorded throughout this week a couple little snippets from meals that I've eaten that I will show for you guys. But some of my favorite things have been cheese sticks, turkey pepperoni, Morningstar veggie burgers. My nutritionist recommended those and they're actually pretty good, with some sugar-free ketchup, some mustard, and some mozzarella cheese. Those are pretty nice. I will say that I got a little bit sick of deli meat after a couple days, so I've been trying to change it up the past couple days. Shakes, of course, protein shakes. I tried shrimp for the first time after surgery, and I actually liked it, which is surprising because I didn't like shrimp before surgery. But my nutritionist told me that just like how our taste buds will change with not liking sweet things quite as much, the same could happen with seafood. I found that I like it when it's pretty well done though. I don't really like it when it's squishy, but when it's pretty well done, I liked it. So yeah, I've been having little pita pizzas, which I'm pretty sure I have a video of that I'll put in here. It's just turkey, pepperoni, mozzarella cheese, and lavish flat bread. Those are good. I went out to eat for the first time since surgery, and that was interesting. I went out on a little daddy-daughter date with my dad to P.F. Chang's, which has been my favorite restaurant for my whole life. And whenever I go, I usually would pig out. I would eat dumplings and sometimes crispy green beans. I get Mongolian beef and just eat a ton. And that was my favorite. So I was a little bit like curious how it would go this time around. I kind of had to be obsessive over looking at the menu before I went to the restaurant. And I ended up getting their garlic ginger chicken instead of Mongolian beef because the Mongolian beef was pretty high in sugars and fats. And it tasted fine. I mean, it wasn't as good as the Mongolian beef, but it tasted good. And we got dumplings and the lettuce wraps for appetizers. And with the dumplings, I ate the insides. So I didn't eat the dough, but I ate the insides of one. And then I ate a small little bit of the filling to the lettuce wraps. And just enjoyed conversation and relaxing after I ate that small amount until our meal came. And then with my meal, I kept my small plate, my small appetizer plate, and just put like a deck of cards size or a little bit less since I had already eaten some of chicken on that plate, and just took small thumbnail sized bites. Took over 30 minutes to eat because I was eating during the appetizers and during the meal. But it was surprising that I feel like I paced myself really well. and just really kept in mind all the guidelines that I've been given. I didn't drink water during my meal. I sipped a little bit before the food came out, just because my surgeon and nutritionist, they say I can have water right up until you eat, but then wait 30 minutes after you finish eating to drink. So yeah, it went well, and it was nice to I mean, of course I'm kind of having to obsess over the food because I have to be conscientious of what I'm putting in my body and what I'm doing, but it was kind of nice to not be so fixated. I just enjoyed my time, and I nourished my body, and I ate till I was satisfied, not uncomfortably full. For me, the full filling is definitely in my chest, which is weird. I feel it right near my sternum, and it just feels tight. And sometimes, depending on the situation, I can get a little bit nauseous when I get full, but I feel like I've been doing pretty good with taking the tiny bites, chewing thoroughly, and taking about half an hour to eat. So I haven't experienced that all too much. But yeah, I'm gonna include clips of some of the meals that I've eaten and some tips and tricks in there that really helped me out. And I also have been having, these are the vitamins that I take now. So these are calcium chews. I have to have 3 a day. And these are the chewable multivitamin. I have to take 2 of these a day. And my nutritionist suggests to have them 2 hours apart. So I'll have one multi in the morning, wait a couple hours, I'll have a calcium chew, wait a couple hours, have another, wait a couple hours, have another, and then at night have my last multi. Just because your body can't absorb all that much calcium at once, and the iron and the calcium in the multi and the calcium chew will bind each other, make it so they can't be absorbed properly, so they have to be taken separately. So I take those just throughout the day when I eat. I keep them, I just have this little Rubbermaid Tupperware, so every night when I finish all of them, I'll fill it up again. I will say, out of these calcium chews, I like the caramel flavor the best because it tastes like a regular, it pretty much tastes like a caramel candy, while the other ones kind of have a weird chalkiness or something to them that's a little bit more noticeable. So that is that. As I mentioned, I've been in a stall. I've been trying to implement exercise more this week. Up until now, I've been feeling pretty drained, and I still don't feel like I have tip-top energy, but I am feeling more normal. So I've been trying to get out, just at least walking with my dog. Yesterday, we walked for about half hour around the neighborhood, some slight inclines, but nothing too crazy. But I noticed towards the end of the walk that I didn't feel super tired. And up until surgery, anytime I'd go on a walk, I would get a cramping in my lower back, around my hips, and it was not there, which was kind of crazy to me. So that's really exciting, but some super exciting and super nerve-wracking news. Tomorrow, I have an interview with a barn in Raleigh for being a trail guide and a stable hand. And I've mentioned in previous videos that I'm wanting to start riding lessons soon, but I saw this posting for this job on Facebook, and it's just something that I would love to do. I'm definitely qualified for the stable hand aspect, and I am qualified for the trail riding aspect. It's just been a while since I've been in the saddle, but I let them know in my email inquiry that I got weight loss surgery and I'm still overweight, but I'm steadily losing weight and getting towards a normal healthy weight. And this particular barn, they have larger horses to accommodate for plus size riders, so I feel like that shouldn't be an issue with the trail guide aspect, but we shall see. Since I'm only 4 weeks post-op, one thing that I'm a little bit nervous about is weight restriction, as far as what I can lift, but I do have a meeting with Dr. Bovard in a couple hours, and after that I want to add a little bit of how that went to this video, just so I can recap anything important. But yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him about the lifting restrictions, and hopefully if I do still have them applied, they'll be understanding and that won't disqualify me for the job, because if anything, in the next 2 weeks I shouldn't have restrictions, but I've heard it's anywhere between 4 weeks and 6 weeks that you have that lifting restriction. But yeah, I should be able to go in the pool tomorrow. It's been thunderstorming here in North Carolina, but I'm hoping that it's open. I made due to COVID, we've had to make appointments at our pool. So I made one for tomorrow for me, my husband, and my little brother. So that should be fun. I ordered a swimsuit, so we'll see how, I haven't had a bathing suit in a while. And I just ordered a pretty plain, ordinary black one piece that should hopefully just do the job for this summer while I'm losing weight, and then next summer can hopefully get something more fun to swim in. But for now, I think that's everything. I'll include those recipes or it's like meals, and then of course include a synopsis of my meeting with Dr. Bovard. All right, so here's a little midday meal. It's almost 5 p.m. and it's been about 3 hours since I last ate. So this is tuna salad. It's just light mayo, salt and pepper. And this is lavish bread that I baked for a little bit at 350 to get crispy, like little crackers, but they're pretty soft. I'm still in soft food stage, so I'll just be chewing them really well. But this bread is great. 6 grams of protein in a serving, and pretty low fat and low carb. And this mayonnaise is only 3.5 grams of fat. And this tuna is 33 grams of protein for the can. So that's about 6 ounces of tuna. I probably won't be able to finish it all in one sitting, but I'll just save whatever's left for later. But this, due to the bread and everything, is 39 grams of protein, 9 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of fat. Then I'll be taking my calcium chew, one of the 3 that I have to take today. By the way, I got this assorted sweets flavor. I like the caramel flavor the best. It tastes just like a normal caramel candy. But yeah, that's a meal for me. Okay, it's been about 25 minutes and I am completely stuffed, so this will have to be for a later meal. So this is one of my favorite meals on soft food so far. I got kind of sick of having a lot of deli meat, so this is something that kind of switches it up. It's a black bean burger from Morningstar with reduced fat cheese, and I just made it in a skillet with sugar-free ketchup and mustard. And I just measured out on the scale, on my food scale, this one right here, and teared it out for how much ketchup. The mustard I didn't really measure out because it's 0 everything. This plate is a little toddler plate from Target. They're like 79 cents, and they're really good for portion control after bariatric surgery. This was shrimp and chicken at my cousin's house. It was delish. All right, I'm in soft foods right now. This is a little pizza pita. So this is lavish flatbread. It's just half a serving. And turkey pepperoni and part skim mozzarella cheese. So for this, including the extra pepperoni to make up a full serving, is 17 grams of protein, 4.5 carbs, and 8.75 grams of fat. I ate half and I am very full now. This was my meal from P.F. Chang's, the ginger garlic chicken. All right, so an idea for breakfast from Chick-fil-A. This is just a filet with egg white on top, and it is 21 grams of protein, only 8 carbs, and 8.5 grams of fat. Within about 12 minutes, I was stuffed. I ate half of it. I gave my dog the rest of the egg whites because it sat a little heavy in my stomach, but overall, it was really tasty. This is a go-to, turkey and reduced fat cheese. It's definitely tasty in a pinch and very filling and high in protein.
So how are things going?
Honestly, I feel like probably about as good as they could go, I think.
Okay.
I have been in a stall for 2 weeks, which is annoying as heck. But
Are you talking about your weight?
Yeah, but I know that that's normal, so I'm not worried about it. It's just annoying me.
Stay off the scale.
Okay.
Stay off the scale. You're losing weight. You're going to lose weight. Absolutely, at this point in time, you should be concerned about that. It's
Okay.
Literally, you should be thinking about, just your diet advance, start to increase your activity level and all that. You do all the things that you need to do. Let the weight do what it does.
Okay.
Because what happens is people get on there, especially after you really start losing weight. They get on there and they start wondering, is this enough? Is it too much? And then they get a day or two where it stops.
Yeah.
And then they start freaking out, and then they kind of go or they get a month or two and it stops. And this is going to happen.
Okay.
We're literally going to hit these plateaus where you will not lose an ounce for like a month or even 2 months, but your sizes continue to change. You know, you have to buy new clothes every other week because clothes are too big.
Okay.
But the weight doesn't change. It happens to 100% of the patients.
All right.
It breaks them out. It makes them mad. And so I just say, just stay off the scale and you do what you know you need to do.
Okay.
And you will do just fine.
Alrighty, so I just finished my meeting with Dr. Bovard and it went really well. He asked me about my fluid intake, my protein intake, and my activity levels, all of which I've been doing pretty good on. Activity levels need to improve, but protein and fluids I've been doing really well. I asked him about the job interview and he said that the deep incision that's to the right above my belly button, which is the one that was really divoted and painful, has stitches in the muscle. And he said I'm okay to lift, but to be cautious and let them know I had surgery just a month ago. And if it hurts and it's sore, then to stop and try not to lift as much. But as far as he's concerned, I should be fine. So that's really exciting. He wished me luck and told me to just go for it. And yeah, it went really well. I always enjoy talking to him. He's really nice. He also said that to make sure I have rescue foods, to have foods that I can eat and snack on if I'm gonna be so busy working. He said even if I don't get to sit down and have a meal, like you don't have to sit down and have a meal, you can have a few bites, something to satiate yourself, something to get nutrients in your body. So I'll have to look into it. I feel like that'll be easier to do once I'm on all foods and not just soft foods, which will be in about 4 weeks, because then I'll be able to have like nuts and jerky and things that are like can be stable room temperature. So for now I'll have to bring like an ice pack insulated lunchbox type thing and have some cheeses and some meats and things. But overall I'm just really hopeful and excited. Having the okay for him to just go for it with the job makes me feel really well, because that was like the one thing I was nervous about, is if my body would be ready for that. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep increasing my activity and just challenging myself and working towards the future that I've always wanted.